boxing pros have reacted to the thrilling fight between Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Munguia. Here are some of the best reactions.
I thought Jaime did excellent against the current face of boxing right now. I strongly feel that I take nothing away from Canelo. I've always said he's a good fighter in the ring. But this experience for Jaime will just take him to another level. It's just like Mayweather and Canelo. It's the same thing. You know, Canelo got schooled, and then he became the face of boxing. He became a good fighter. Same thing with Munguia. He gains experience. He didn't get schooled, but he gains experience and becomes a better fighter. So this is just the beginning for Jaime.
Jake, would you still fight Canelo after watching that?
Yeah, I mean, he's got to come talk with us. I'm going to get the cruiserweight belt, and then Canelo can come and see me.
Before the fight, Roy Jones Jr. said he anticipated an electrifying showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Munguia. He claimed that even though Canelo was the older man in the fight, he was improving. Jones Jr. added, "He's still getting better as he goes. If Munguia can survive the early rounds without taking too much damage, I think it can turn into a barn burner late. This is going to be a good fight if Jaime gets past the early rounds." Moreover, most boxing experts saw a decisive victory for Canelo. They believe that toppling the eminent Canelo proved to be a Herculean task, as history illustrates with a slew of renowned pugilists falling short in their quest to emerge victorious against him. Experts thought that Munguia lacked the refinement seen in Canelo's recent opponents. Yet his boldness and good fighting style could prove advantageous, provided he could withstand Canelo's power. Chris Mannix told DAZN Boxing about his prediction of a knockout win for Canelo against Jaime. "I like Jaime how he fights, but I just think he's going to walk into a bomb. I think he's going to have some early success, and some combinations. And then he's going to walk into some kind of counter right to the head that is going to spin him around and knock him out." Regrettably, Munguia found himself compelled to adopt an aggressive fighting style, as his boxing prowess doesn't measure up to Canelo's. Consequently, his strategy hinged on overwhelming Canelo with a flurry of punches in hopes of securing victory. Even still, experts thought that Munguia might not prevail because he was up against the most well-liked boxer in the sport. Mannix added, "I think this is going to be one of the biggest knockouts we've seen from Canelo Alvarez. I think if this goes to the scorecards, Jaime Munguia wins." Mannix commented that Jaime Munguia's work rate was exceptional. He expressed his belief that Munguia wouldn't alter his fighting style when facing Canelo, as he didn't think Munguia knew how to fight differently. Mannix suggested, "If you look at the work rate, Jaime Munguia's work rate is exceptional. Munguia, I don't believe, is going to be the kind of opponent that backs away from Canelo and fights differently because I don't think he knows how. I think he only has one speed, and that's 100 miles per hour straight." Munguia has shown some boxing skills in his victories against Gabriel Rosado and Sergey Derevianchenko, but his primary strategy revolves around brawling with his opponents. However, facing a formidable power puncher like Canelo was bound to pose a significant challenge for Munguia. Sergio Mora said, "If you don't have a jab and you don't have footwork, you're not going to beat Canelo. That's proven." Dimitri Bivol jab with brilliant footwork, Arislandi Lara, and Austin Trout, who didn't beat Canelo but gave him issues. Floyd Mayweather, of course, jab, brilliant footwork, and fight IQ. That's not describing Jaime Munguia. Canelo by knockout. Canelo's rendezvous with Munguia marked the initial reunion of the ex-Golden Boy Promotions fighter with his former promoter, Oscar De La Hoya. Canelo openly expressed his views on De La Hoya without hesitation, setting the stage for a compelling encounter. However, Leonard Ellerbe, a trusted ally of Floyd Mayweather, firmly threw his support behind Canelo before the fight, predicting a devastating knockout triumph over Jaime Munguia. Ellerbe has commended the Mexican athlete for his recent collaboration with premier boxing champions, highlighting his ascent as a financial juggernaut in the world of sports and solidifying his position as one of the wealthiest athletes globally. Ellerbe, CEO of Mayweather Promotions, predicted an early night for Alvarez. In an interview with Sean Zittel, Ellerbe, who felt the jump in class to Canelo would be too great for the challenger, said, "Canelo is going to knock him out, yeah, in a brutal way. Brutal. So Munguia will be in for a rude awakening when he steps in there. It's not like he's looking at John Ryder or somebody else again." The nuance that Freddie Roach has tried to teach Jaime Munguia in front of his fight with Canelo Alvarez has been described in depth. Renowned Hall of Fame coach Roach joined forces with Munguia for the inaugural time ahead of the January showdown against John Ryder. Munguia emerged victorious in the 9th round. Now, in their second collaboration, they were against the most prominent fighter on the global stage. Manny Pacquiao, once an overlooked and ferocious fighter, was transformed into one of the greatest of all time by the skilled hands of Roach. Their second training camp at Roach's renowned Wildcard Gym in Los Angeles solidified their partnership, with the esteemed trainer remarking, "Before the fight, Roach said, 'I've had 2 training camps with Munguia. First, he was the best student in the world. He listens very well, and I was working with him on his defense and his offense, and he became more of a complete fighter. I hate when people say he has no defense at all. They're full of..." Roach mentioned that if Munguia lacked defense, he wouldn't have any offense either. He described Munguia as a good listener and emphasized the effectiveness of his training regimen. According to Roach, Munguia's head movement notably improved, enabling him to evade punches and counter effectively. Roach stressed the significance of countering in scoring points during fights. Roach added, "Munguia is gonna slip and make Canelo miss and counter with the right hand over the top or with the left jab. I've got him really prepared for this. We've done this over and over and over again. If he f***ed up and makes a mistake and doesn't make a move, I'll be disappointed, yes, but I don't see that happening." At 27, Munguia found himself in the unexpected role of the underdog opposite Canelo. However, the presence of Roach in his corner not only boosted his chances in the eyes of spectators, but also elevated Munguia's standing, ultimately landing him his most significant bout to date. Roach said, "Canelo has very common combinations. He'll throw a left hook to the body, a left hook to the head. Every time you get one, you get 2. If he lands one to the head, I'm gonna kill my guy." Roach emphasized that Munguia needed to maintain his focus on using the jab effectively, constantly snapping it and advancing with it. He cautioned against overreaching with multiple jabs, but suggested that stepping in with 2 or 3 jabs and maneuvering his opponent to the ropes would be strategic. Roach added, "Munguia has got to keep working behind the jab and keep snapping at the jab and keep stepping in with the jab. You can't reach with 2 jabs, but if he steps in with 2 or 3 jabs and puts this guy on the ropes and then powers right hands into the body and the head, this guy's gonna eat punches all night." Meanwhile, Munguia mentioned that Oscar, his co-promoter, had informed him about Roach's reputation as an excellent trainer who emphasized hard work and continuous learning. Munguia acknowledged that this had indeed been his experience, highlighting the valuable lessons he had learned under Roach's guidance. Munguia said, "Oscar told me that Roach was a very good trainer, that he works hard, that I will learn a lot of stuff with him, and that has been the case. We learned a lot of stuff in general. Hard work every day. Discipline, of course. I'm very happy with all the things we've done." Munguia emphasized the importance of consistent hard work and discipline in their training regimen and expressed his satisfaction with the progress they had made together. He said, "The one thing is working hard every day and always giving extra effort. Roach makes me an aggressive fighter, and I like that." Leading up to the fight, Canelo was very certain that he would earn a stoppage on Saturday night, even with Munguia's level of play. He said, "I love looking for knockouts. Ultimately, winning by knockout is always beautiful, and I think that before the 8th round, I'll end it by knockout." Canelo also said that it doesn't matter whether Munguia is younger, and that Canelo, in the end, is different. On the other hand, it was announced before the Munguia fight that Edgar Berlanga will face Canelo Alvarez again in September. Berlanga, age 26, clinched a victory over Padraig McCrory back in February. He stands as the obligatory contender for Canelo's WBA championship. Yet despite Canelo's formidable reputation and clout, Berlanga's promoter, Eddie Hearn, has assured him that the fight will be secured should Canelo emerge victorious. Berlanga said, "It's gonna be a done deal if Alvarez is victorious. Right now, there's nobody for him to fight. Me and him makes the most sense. I'm 100% confident. I know it's gonna happen. He's just gotta get through this weekend, and we're definitely gonna make it happen." Berlanga stated that he was the mandatory challenger for Canelo in September. He explained that he was attending the Mexican weekend event to support the two main event fighters and to maintain visibility as the Puerto Rican superstar. Berlanga expressed his determination to make the fight with Canelo happen in September, underscoring the importance of showing support and actively pursuing the opportunity. He further added, "I still think Canelo is an amazing fighter. I still think he's a great champion. He's 33 years old, but he's still young in the sport. He'll know when it's time for him to give it up. He said it. But right now, I still feel like he's the man. I still feel like, he is the face of boxing right now, and I give him that respect." Berlanga remarked that Canelo demonstrated intelligence in the ring and was adept at avoiding taking excessive punishment. He noted that Canelo's defense had improved over the years, resulting in him getting hit less frequently. Berlanga believed this defensive prowess gave Canelo an advantage, ultimately predicting that Canelo could secure victory by knockout. Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.